Since 2016, I've been telling whoever would listen to me that there is a monumental crisis forming. It's not a medicinal crisis or a viral crisis. That's not my discipline. It's an organizational crisis. And this organizational crisis will threaten the sustainable growth of all organizations, profit or nonprofit. What we know now, because some of you are living through it, trying to lead through it, is that crisis, at the heart of that crisis, are employees. And that crisis is a recruitment crisis. It's an employee engagement crisis. It's definitely an employee retention crisis. And that crisis is not a crisis that's coming, it's a crisis that's already here. It's not a crisis that could threaten your sustainable growth. It's a crisis that's already impacting your sustainable growth. Now, to give you an idea of the magnitude of this crisis, to show you that it's indiscriminate, it crosses all organizational boundaries. It's not locked into a certain industry or a certain sector. I'm going to give you 3 small, short data points coming from 3 polar opposite organizations to show you the impact of this organizational crisis. We're going to start with corporations. In January of 2020, the average millennial stayed on the job 16 months. That's in contrast to the average baby boomer that stayed on the job 19.1 years. What my proprietary information shows us about today is the average millennial stays on the job 11 months, while a significant portion of your baby boomer employee base either took early retirement or just simply retired or simply just loved being at home and has not come back to work. Well, there's some reality there. And that reality that I just told you is not going to get you to you or help you achieve your sustainable growth objectives unless there's some modifications made. The church. My proprietary information tells me that 63% of all millennials, no, I take that back. My proprietary information tells me that 72% of all millennials raised in the church, which is the qualifier, raised in the church, say they will not return to church in its current form. The other side of that coin shows us that 83% of all money given to the church is given by people 50 years or older. I've had 2 mainline denominational leaders tell me that's actually 60 years or older. The reality is there is an unprecedented exodus away from the church right now. Unless some modifications are being made, I'm not sure where the church is going, and I'm not sure that sustainable growth is in the future plans of the church in its current form. The other extreme perspective is politics. Most politicians or most people have been convinced or believe, there's a presumption, that millennials affiliate with one particular political party. My proprietary information shows me something totally different. It shows me that 68% of all millennials say they have no political party affiliation. That same 68% say they will not vote for a candidate or a party until they're more aligned with their core values. Now, knowing that a significant portion of your voting block is quickly passing away, unless some modifications are made, I can't see either one of those political parties existing more than the next 10 or 15 years. Now, knowing that C-suites, owners, leaders, managers are calling me every day, asking me, or with an impassioned cry, and this is the impassioned cry, help us recruit. Help show us how to effectively recruit. Show us how to effectively attract, especially top talent millennial employees. Show us how to effectively engage those employees. Show us how to effectively retain those employees. And obviously I can and I will. However, the tone that I hear in many of those leaders that come to me is a tone of desperateness. And truthfully, no one's ever said this. They want me to give them some kind of quick fix, sustainable growth pill or tablet. Here's to, hopefully it'll be gone. Your trouble, the crisis will be gone in a week or two or a month. And the reality is there's people out there that will sell you an entire bottle of quick fix, sustainable growth, crisis solving pills. They'll write you a prescription. But I know that 6 months down the road, after you've exhausted a tremendous amount of resources and time, you'll come back to me. And I don't say that arrogantly. I say that very humbly because it's happened over and over again. So the next question is, who am I? My name is Dr. Kent Wessinger, and I'm a people scientist. In 2016, I set out on a mission. And that mission was to understand the relationship between millennials and organizational structures. I wanted to understand the relationship between millennials and corporate structures, millennials and nonprofit structures, millennials and the government, and millennials in the church. Today, what I know from this incredible portfolio of clients that I have from all different sectors and all different sizes is that my proprietary information, they claim, is the most impactful and probably the largest proprietary information or proprietary database on millennial growth in the world. But I also know that some people sit back and some leaders sit back and they go, woohoo, he's got a research project. No, that's not what it is. I'm not about just identifying the problem. I want to be the guy that helps you understand what's going on, but also provides sustainable solutions for you. So what we've done with this proprietary information, I went to Fortune 100 companies, Fortune 500 companies, mid-sized companies, small companies from 10 to 12 employees, to nonprofit organizations, to municipalities, to governments, to churches. And we take this information and we sit down with our leadership team and we help them develop a relevant growth strategy that's specific to their business or maybe their community or whatever factor they want to build in. And with that sustainable growth strategy, we embed metrics, 1-year metrics, 2-year metrics, 3-year metrics, so that we can assess and measure the progress so that we know that after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, what modifications that we need to make to help you achieve or secure your sustainable growth objectives. Now, last thing, 20 years from now, 25, 30 years from now, whatever it may be, when I look back, I want to know that I helped as many organizations as I possibly could achieve their sustainable growth objectives. So, how is it that you get in touch with me so that we can start a conversation? The easiest way to get in touch with me is to go to my LinkedIn page, Kent Wessinger, PhD, and send me a message so that we can start that conversation and so that I can help you take that first step of guidance down that sustainable growth pathway. Now, LinkedIn, Kent Wessinger, PhD, send me a message. If you're one of those that feel like you have to send an email, it's Dr. Kent, DrKent, at generationalforces.com. Dr. Kent at generationalforces.com. I know this video was a little bit long, so I appreciate your patience. I'm going to be releasing a video a week, 2 to 3 minutes here over the next couple of months. But I appreciate your attention, and I look forward to meeting you all. Have a great day.